Hello everyone. The next topic which we will be discussing today is about the mineral requirements of the plants. So let's start with the definition of the mineral. So a mineral can be defined as a chemical which naturally occurs as an inorganic nutrients in the food and the soil and are essential for the proper functioning of the plant body. So they are responsible for the proper functioning of the plant body. So other than carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and sulfur, these are the organic molecules, but minerals are something which is different. So let's discuss with this. So the method which is used to study the mineral requirements of the plant was been given by the Julius von Sachs, which was a German botanist in 1860. He gave this term that plants can be grown without the presence of the soil. So what is the method for that? That is the hydroponics. What happens in hydroponics is the plants, they can be grown to maturity in a defined nutrient solution in the complete absence of the soil. So if we provide the proper minerals to the plants, then it will be grown, because it will have all the conditions for the proper growth and development. So this was the term which was being provided by this botanist in 1860. So he gave the term hydroponics. What this method involves? This method involves the growing of plants in a purified water and specific mineral nutrients like salt, nutrient solution, and it is aerated for optimum growth, and it is also aerated for optimum growth. Concentration required is determined. Adding, removal, mineral solution, identify essential elements and deficiency. So that is also essential. Next is, what are the criteria for the essentiality of these minerals? So on what criteria we can say the plants will get the proper minerals for the growth and development? So these elements must be absolutely necessary for supporting the normal growth and reproduction. In case of the absence of these elements, the plants will not complete their life cycle or set the seed. So it will not complete the life cycle. The requirement of the element must be specific and it is not replaceable by the another element. So the requirement of each element is very specific, and one cannot replace the other elements with the one that is providing the proper nutrients to the plants. So the elements, so these are basically three criteria on which there is an essentiality of the minerals. So the third one is the elements must be directly involved in the metabolism of the plant. So this is the third criteria. So all the three criteria are being cleared. First is it is necessary for the absolute normal growth and reproduction. Next is the requirement of the element, which is must be specific and it is not replaceable by the another element. The element must be directly involved in the metabolism of the plant. Then the quantity requirement by plants. They are micronutrients and they are macronutrients. So these are the two categories of the requirements by the plant. So what are macronutrients? The macronutrients are those which are present in large amount in case of the plants, and the example include the carbon, the hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, potassium, calcium and magnesium. So these are some of the macronutrients and the examples of some of the macronutrients. Now the next is micronutrients. So as the name suggests, micro, which means that they are present in very small quantity, that is equal to or less than 1000 mg per kg of the dry matter. And these micronutrients are boron, copper, iron, chloride, manganese, molybdenum, zinc and chlorine. So these are all the micronutrients that are essential for the plant growth. Now if we talk about all the minerals which is required by the plants, then one of the macronutrient which is present in the plant in the highest quantity or in the greatest amount, it is the nitrogen. It is a mineral element that requires in greatest amount. So it is required in greatest amount. It serves as a constituent of amino acids, amides, proteins, nucleic acid, coenzymes and other. So nitrogen is required for the division of the cell. So if the presence of nitrogen is there, then there will be a lot of growth and improvement in the plant or development of the plant, and it is required for this division of the cell. So the growth is responsible for the division of the cells. Next we will talk about is the phosphorus. So phosphorus, it is a component of sugar phosphates, nucleic acid, coenzymes, phospholipids, etc. And it has a major role in reactions in which ATP is involved. So when there is energy is involved or ATP is involved, there it plays a major role. Next is potassium, which plays an important role in the regulation of the osmotic potential. It is required as a cofactor for more than 40 enzymes. It is a principal cation in establishing cell turgor and maintaining the cell electroneutrality. So these are some of the main functions of the potassium where the potassium plays role. Now next we talk about is calcium. Calcium, it serves as a constituent of the middle lamina of the cell wall. So it is required as a cofactor by some enzymes, and it is involved in the hydrolysis of ATP and phospholipids, and it acts as a secondary messenger in the metabolic regulation. So it acts as a secondary messenger. Next is magnesium. It is required by many enzymes involved in the phosphate transfer, and it serves as a constituent of chlorophyll molecule. So it serves as a constituent of chlorophyll molecule. Sulfur, it is also an important component of cysteine, methionine and proteins, and it is a constituent of lipoic, coenzyme A, thymine, pyrophosphate, glutamine, biotin, adenosine, 5-phosphosulfate and 3-phosphoadenosine. So these are some of the constituents of the sulfur. Next we will talk about is micronutrients. So micronutrients are those that are present in less quantity or in small quantities in case of plants, and these are all the micronutrients. We have already discussed this, but in this we will be discussing each of these elements in detail. Iron, which is a micronutrient, it has a special role as a constituent of cytochromes and non-heme iron protein involved in the photosynthesis, nitrogen fixation and respiration. So what it does, it helps in the activation of various enzymes. So this is an important micronutrient which is required for the plant. Then comes the manganese. The enzymes that are involved in the photosynthesis, respiration, etc. They are triggered by manganese, and it also helps in the splitting of water during the process of photosynthesis. So its main role is to split the water in case of the photosynthesis process. Zinc and copper, they are involved in the initiation of certain enzymes, pollen germination, cell elongation, etc. So the role of the micronutrients comes in the pollen germination, cell elongation and germination. Next comes the boron, which is found in the cell wall, which is complex with raffinose, and in phloem complex with the sorbitol. It makes complexes with mannitol, mannan, polyminoric acid and other constituents of cell wall, and also involved in the cell elongation and nucleic acid metabolism. So this was all about the mineral requirements of the plants.